Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good weekend and is preparing themselves for the next week and the end of this whole year. So this is a trade recap video that I am planning to do consistently starting 2021 in January. What I like to do is kind of go over the whole week, what trades have I take, what are the trades I'm still running, and whether win or lose. I'm going to be very honest and transparent on all the trades I have take on a weekly basis and upload them and update you guys on here. So, and let me know you guys like this kind of format, like what I go through each of the trade from analysis, from management, from entry, all that stuff. And then let me know if you have any feedback on how else I can present the information and let me know below. All right, so let's get started. KiwiCat. We've been talking about KiwiCat for obviously since the beginning of this overall correction, right? Those of you who've been following me, even since beginning of November, we've been talking about this overall price action. So if we look at the higher time frame, this is a daily now. We know that price when we have this kind of a consolidation period, price is moving within this kind of a W style pattern. We broke the previous top, but we broke it super correctively. You can see all this kind of corrective price action. So as price continue to develop into this kind of ascending kind of structure, we know from a price action point of view, we're likely to get a strong reversal. So going down to the intraday charts here. So we see that lower time frame here. This is the long-term ascending channel. And remember, every time we talk about that, when price is still correcting in a larger time frame structure, a lot of these smaller cells, they're not going to go anywhere. I talk about this many times. Is that there is sells, there is bearish move, but did they continue out of this structure? They did not, right? And that's the key for the price, is that we understand price is still correcting. We understand the correction isn't finished. But how do we tell, how do we give us an edge when knowing the correction will be finished? Well, let's dig a little bit deeper into kind of the lower time frame, right? You can see that as the price gets closer to when it's finishing, you can see on the lower time frame, it start creating smaller and smaller correction. These are more kind of ascending correction or channel correction, but more and more now, right? You see a correction, you see an impulsive phrase. You see a correction, you see another impulsive phrase. And the last correction you see here is the key. Another structure here, but this is clearly a stronger impulse. Whereas you can see these kind of impulsive phrases are still relatively corrective when they're going down like so, but this one here is a strong impulse breaking out of this overall structure here. So that's the key for me to be looking for a trade. This is impulsive. So what do I do going down to the lower time frame? This is the impulsive move that break out this overall structure. The last confirmation for me is looking for a lower time frame continuation correction, right? This is a trade I've been talking about since I even made a post here to confirm that you guys know the confirmation is this correction, right? It has to complete, it has to form. So this is where we are now, right? We dropped down massively, and my first kind of initial target is just the lows of this correctional structure. It's running about 4.5 to 1 risk reward. What is likely to do now when market opens is I'm expecting just a correction that's going to form here. Okay, whether it's big, small, how deep it is, I am waiting for a correction to form here. That's going to make me want to hold this trade to pass this level. Okay, and then once it breaks this level, this is another area that we can be looking for more trade to scale in or to possibly to add into positions if you're not in this trade yet. Okay, and the key here is it has to break this previous low. It has to break the previous low and then form another continuation, and that will be something that I will be looking to potentially scale in. And then if we look out on the higher time frame, there's so much risk reward and so much room to the downside. Okay, so market opens. Let's wait for a small correction here. I wouldn't suggest to jump into this though because we've already dropped so much. Okay, it's likely to make even a deeper structure that they can take you out and then still drop from that point forward. Okay, so that's Kiwi CAD. Let's move on to Euro Kiwi, which is also a trade I'm still in. So Euro Kiwi, we talk about this since the bottom. We talk about that when this descending structure finish. We talk about that we're going to see a lower time frame push up and then lower time frame correction. That is how I plan to kind of execute it. So we see that on the lower time frame here is that after this descending channel finishes, we had this kind of a channel structure. This was the first kind of an impulsive move, correction, and we had another impulsive move, another correction. And then I was waiting for, excuse me, I was waiting for this correction to finish, and then if any lower time frame continuation, that would be nice. So this push up, and then there was a very key lower time frame correction here, very fits my plan, fits myself to enter. So this was an entry order for me, and then kind of just looking at the recent top. This will be the first recent top. Price is approaching it. This is kind of the next swing top area. That's kind of my target for the first trade. So first trade got in. Um, uh, almost take me out here when price retraced back, but it's just forming another structure before the takeoff, right? And that's kind of how it is. Then my trade is at 1-to-1 kind of stop loss here, just to secure the profit there, and then kind of monitor what the price will do. Second trade that's also in Euro Kiwi. I talked about this, I think it was on Thursday or Friday. We have the price pop up now, and it's just forming another continuation correction here. And same idea is kind of see what the price will do in this area first, and then the next swing high. So this one works out as well. So we enter at an entry order here and a wider stop loss here, but I'm fine entering the same pair because my trade is already at 1-to-1 profit. So even if my first trade were to get to be a loss, then I'm at break even overall. But however, this trade already pushed to the upside, so I set my second trade stop loss at break even, and then kind of monitor to see what this price will do. Even if this price continued to correct and tag me out for break even here, perfectly fine. If this has another bullish push up, I will be re-entering this entry order to the top side. Okay, this is just a message from the market that this is just a deeper correction because we already pushed up so much. So it makes a deeper correction, no problem. Take me out for break even, and then I will still be looking for a trade to the upside. Okay, so that's my plan on Euro Kiwi, still running. It's running about, the first trade is about 3.5-to-1. Second trade is close to break even, right? So let's not count that one. So it's about 3.5-to-1 or so. So let's see how that will work out this week. Last trade I took was Aussie Swiss. This one ended up with a break even. Let me explain this from a higher time frame approach. So we know that higher time frame, we're in this overall kind of channel structure. We had this kind of a correctional descending channel. We pushed the price up. Naturally, we were supposed to waiting for a continuation correction to move to the upside. But as price continued to get very corrective, you can see structure is evolving as we go. We had this kind of reason double top here, or you can say the higher time frame double top area. Price is reacting to this area overall. And kind of a head and shoulder pattern here. We had the push down, expanding channel structure, another head and shoulder. I think one of the guy in my group, he got in from this one. That's a really good entry in my opinion. I personally was waiting for a little bit more confirmation. So I had this impulse move, we had this correctional structure, and then we pushed down once more, and I was entering once this correction was over. So it actually all worked out in the beginning. We had this impulsive move breakdown, and then so my plan is once we break the previous low, and then once we have this impulsive move, I'll just set my stop loss to break even. Just a way to kind of mitigate your risk. And then as you see, price kind of just reversed back. This is during, I think, New York session. Yeah, New York session. And then so just taking me off for break even, form a head and shoulder, drop down once more, and then pop to the upside. Is this going to continue up this way, or are we just seeing a larger structure in the making from this area that we're just still going to downside? I'm still looking for downside, of course, but just kind of seeing what the structure would do here. Are we going to kind of rebound back to this previous high, forming another structure here, and then potentially looking for more downside from that point forward? Okay, so this one reserved for break even. So just two pairs that I'm running for next week, Euro Kiwi and then Kiwi CAD. Okay, so very good trades that I'm looking for. So very good, just these three positions during this week, and then looking forward for the remaining weeks, and looking forward to doing the weekly outlook on Sunday afternoon for my time. So feel free to join that one. That will be live on TradingView YouTube. So let me know if you guys like these kind of trade recap videos. My plan is to do these once a week on the weekend starting January 2021. So let me know how you feel, and then I will chat with you guys next time. All right. Thank you very much.